Welcome back to the Crypto's Key conversation. We're going to jump straight into the content on this one. I got some stuff I got to take care of, but I wanted to definitely make a video and get some information out there that I've been seeing on Twitter. So this is from DAI. It says, is today the day? So he's referencing, are we going to hear from Judge Torres and get summary judgment and her verdict on what's happening? Obviously, it's kind of been a waiting game. I had put up something here. What's strange is it didn't show, but I had put up like a GIF up here of SpongeBob waiting with a coffee steaming, because like it's just going to be a waiting game. I mean, it is what it is. DAI and Allah had put up this again. Says 925 days since the beginning of the lawsuit against Ripple, and under Gary Gensler SC have failed to show a faithful allegiance to the law. Remember, those were words coming from the judge himself. It says 925 days the SC has been attacking America while protecting China, which we've been covering. ETHgate, it all goes back to China. From what we've concluded from the information that we have, connecting the dots, having the timeline, and having them in their own words and them on video footage, it's all leading back to that. Eleanor Tarrant says something up here, which is kind of crazy because it's coming from Jay Clayton. It says, new former SEC chairman Jay Clayton and former CFTC chairman Tim on a path forward for regulating crypto. Quote, enforcement actions in themselves are unlikely to bring about a significant improvement in investor protection and market integrity quickly. It says, quote, the SEC and CFTC should jointly develop basic investor and market protection standards for the trading platforms. The agencies could act directly or through a self-regulatory organization, shifting funding responsibly to the industry, which is crazy because I think Tony hits it on the head here. Because, I mean, just right when I'm reading anything with Jay Clayton, I'm just like, bro, I get it. People can, make mistakes, learn from their past, yada, 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 right? But to come out as if like, you have the answers and, you know how to solve the problem, and then like you're pointing the finger at other people. It's like, dude, you dropped one of the biggest lawsuits in the industry, and it's been exposing, because of the lawsuit against Ripple, so much corruption and conflict and just shady business have been uncovered because of it. Thanks and shout out to the XRP community, fighting the good fight together. Tony hits it on the head here. He goes, this guy Jay Clayton is something else. He's got some gall to talk about enforcement actions are, quote unquote, unlikely to improve investor protection, when he, on his last days at the SEC, dropped a lawsuit against Ripple and hurt retail investors holding XRP. He also did not approve a Bitcoin spot ETF and did not work with Congress to pass clear regulations. He started the fire and is now returning to it and pretending to be a firefighter. I mean, literally hit it on the head, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy that like, it's almost like they do it as if like we don't know. It's like, no, man, it's out there. And that's why we make videos. That's why we get on Twitter and social media, and we're a part of all the chaos that's happening on these platforms. But say, we're fighting the good fight, putting the truth out there, not this whole narrative and, the facade that they're putting out there as if they're acting like they're good guys. This is from Cowboy Crypto. So this is huge. You see this? B of A, Bank of America, says, we're building a better future for finance. Are you? And that's Ripple, right? So coming up here, this was from, did I put the article up? Let me make sure here. Right here. So this is from Coinpedia. It says, news, Bank of America executives recognize Ripple and XRP. Coming up here, in a remarkable acknowledgement from a leading financial institution, Bank of America has recognized Ripple XRP as a quote-unquote possible exception within the payment space. The recognition highlights the unique position and potential game-changing capabilities of Ripple. I mean, there you go, just more growth, despite what's happening, with Chairman Gensler in the SEC and, all the shady players that are trying to suppress Ripple and destroy Ripple and XRP. I mean, they're still making moves. They're still significant, still in the top 5, top 10 of the crypto space throughout this entire time. We're almost going to be pulling on 3 years here in December. It's crazy. This is an interesting video from Cyprus. I always get this wrong. Domeniker. It says, major connections, only 200 views. What the F? Happy Friday. Thought I'd blow everyone's mind again. Keep your head down, mind your business, do your research, and protect your assets. We all know it's coming. It's just a matter of when. And that's what we speak on this channel. It's not if, it's just a matter of when. So let's listen into this really quick.
I just thought I'd stop in and show you all something real fast. See this right here? FNA, 208 views 2 weeks ago. Interesting. FNA is a trusted organization by the world's largest central banks, government authorities, commercial banks, and financial infrastructures. Oh, would you look at that? Look at all those interesting market participants right there. They can't all be systematically important, right? I don't know. Check this out. Look at that. Whoa. What's that right there? Must be there by accident. I don't know. Department of Treasury, Department of Defense, Payments Canada, FNA. FNA. What? Central Bank Training. Oversight and Innovation in Payments and Settlements. Interesting. Okay. Whoa. What? Ripple used FNA to simulate the liquidity needs of banks interacting over a network over time, and made it possible to determine the required liquidity flows within a hub bank to support the projected network volumes and values and to justify the benefits of the new service network. What does that say right there? Interledger protocol. Interesting. I just thought
I love the commentary. Whoa, what's that? Interesting. Those are like verbiage that I use. I really enjoy that, man. That person's awesome. This is from 801 XRP. This was back in May, I think. It says Ripple used FNA to simulate the liquidity needs of banks interacting over the network over time. That made it possible to determine the required liquidity flows within a hub bank to support the projected network volumes and values and to justify the benefits of the new service network. So just more connections, man. And that's what that gentleman was pointing out there. But this was back in, May 15th. So shout out 801_XRP as well. DAI had put this up. This is Trumer's Only it says Trumer's Only episode 7 with link to Ripple announces IPO. What happens next? So I think this was interesting. This was talking about some valuation stuff with Linda P. Jones. Let's listen into this. Oh, it's going to make me refresh. What am I at, 130? Can't stand when it does that, man. All right, let me get there real quick.
$1 billion. If you divide the 7.6 billion valuation it is today, that's an over 11 times increase in price from where it is today, or 11 times value. And that's without any XRP on the balance sheet. That's not valuing XRP at all. We know they have about 48 billion XRP, and at 50 cents roughly today for easy math, that's about $24 billion in value. So right now they value it at zero, but there's 24 billion of value out there that, might be added to the 86 billion possibly, which would get it to 110 billion. You divide that by the 7.6 billion that Link2 has it valued at today, that's 14 times your investment. So not financial advice, but full disclosure, I'm a Ripple shareholder. I love the stock. Because I think in the XRP community, we look at Ripple and we look at XRP every single day. And I had to do research on both for my book back in 2020. And since that time, about every day, I know something about one or both. And I feel like I haven't researched any company as well as I have this company. So I feel really comfortable investing in that, but everybody has to make their own decisions. But think about it. This is without a bump in price due to the end of the lawsuit. This is without a bump in price that would come when they make an IPO announcement. This is without any disclosure of accounts that they have that they are holding back during the lawsuit time, that they're not announcing certain important customers that they've acquired because those customers don't want to be associated during the lawsuit. So presumably there may be an Amazon or Apple out there that they have an agreement with that we don't know about formally yet. They may be the only asset that gets regulatory clarity, possibly. I mean, there's all these things that could dramatically increase the value that isn't in my back of the envelope calculation. So there's a lot higher valuations than you could get to. And with NVIDIA at $1 trillion, Apple at $3 trillion, Amazon at $2 trillion, there's a lot of companies that are, much higher valued. But if Ripple has a place in the new financial system, which I think it has, then it has room to increase. And I think that's super exciting. And one of
as you can tell, I mean, there's a little bit more in that clip, but there was a segment where she was listing off a bunch of the different things. Like this evaluation that she had, come up with. Is this, regardless of all the other announcements that can come out. She was talking about, major partnerships of, affiliated companies and businesses that don't want their name to be associated technically in public, with the SEC, having Ripple under the microscope. And then you have, what if XRP and Ripple are the only ones allowed, well, alongside Bitcoin, are the only ones allowed to, really move forward in regards of, having regulatory clarity and all these other things that she was talking about. Like, the long story short, obviously she's speculating based on the information she has, based on, her research and her connections to understanding markets and other platforms and the valuations of other companies and stuff. People are seeing the writing on the wall. There's so many things that can happen that can really be a catalyst to set Ripple, the company, and digital asset XRP just to an astronomical number. And astronomical to us can be we're at 50 cents, around 50 cents, 46 to 50 cents. So, that can be anything upwards of $10+. That's what we talk about a lot in this community. But I'm saying, like, over time, it can be massive. And then obviously when it's not if, when Ripple IPOs, their valuation, just the company alone, it's going to be absolutely nuts. It might be the highest ever, right, of an IPO, startup tech company. So, we'll see. A lot of people have been speculating on it, but I think it should be interesting moving forward. I kind of want to put that in there, but I'm going to quickly end on this real quick. So it says Robert F. Kennedy right here. So our presidential candidate says, presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. owns up to 250,000 in Bitcoin. Financial records reveal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably has a lot more, to be honest. So one of the advocates, so-called for the crypto space here. We're currently sitting at a $1.21 trillion market cap. Bitcoin sitting at 30,266. Ethereum sitting at 1865, and the XRP sitting at 46.7 cents. And then Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at a 55. It's just a waiting game. And what DAI said is how I feel is today the day. We're going to keep asking ourselves that every day now, because it's just a matter of when this thing really finally get some clarity from the judge, and we can move forward in the process to get the resolution to this thing. That's what I have for you, though. Make sure you come to the Crypto is Key Conversation YouTube channel. Subscribe, follow us on Twitter at Crypto is Key 1. Really appreciate your support out there. With all that being said, stay strong out there and be safe.